Welcome back once again. It's Greg from Bugout Gear Layouts and Tactics, a prepping site Facebook page, and urbansafetysurvival.net. Another Friday night, another chat. So, for this night's chat, I want to talk about bug out bags, but not in the regular sense. So I noticed a lot of people are putting in groups and chats, talking about what's the best bug out bag. If I have a long distance, I gotta walk. What's the best bug out bag? What's the best bug out bag for a woman, or questions, something like that along the line. And a lot of the answers, or there's always people quick to chime in with, get a cart, get a two-wheeled cart, get a wagon, get a rolling luggage. Now, I do understand that everybody is in the greatest physical condition to carry a heavy bag. Again, that's why I say get out, practice with your gear, put a pack on, walk, get used to walking in it, get used to carrying the weight, use your gear, get out there. You've seen quick videos of me in the tent for a chat, me out there hiking, practicing getting out there. As I get a chance now, I have a newer camera, we'll get more videos of me actually out there practicing doing stuff with my gear, right? But everybody's quick to say get a wagon. So here's the issue I see. One, I understand that everybody's physically able to carry a bag and to walk. Now, you'd have to take that situation and say, I can't carry 10, 20, 30 pounds in a bag and walk long distance, health reasons, physical reasons, whatever. I get that. You have to make other plans, maybe where your living's not the best bet. But I also understand that not everybody has the financial means to get out and move and go and move to a different location. Get that. I understand that. But the point of a bug out bag is to get you from point A to point B if you have to leave. There's many different scenarios where maybe you couldn't take a vehicle. Right? We're not going to go down the E&P rabbit hole, but that may be a realization. Getting out there, getting on the highways and getting out there late, massive gridlock and traffic congestion. People may run out of gas, may abandon their vehicles in the middle of the road. I understand that as well, right? So the earlier you can get out, the better it is. Less traveled roadways, using back roads may be a better option, right? Don't take unnecessary risk. Just go back and look at the video from the Bug Out, a short story by David Crawford, right? On how he took extra chances that he really shouldn't have. Right? I get that, I understand that. But again, if you're walking, let's say you're in an urban area and now you're walking down the street with a rolling luggage or a cart, right? Where people think you have supplies and you have stuff and they don't have, you just made yourself a bigger target for those that are looking to do harm, haven't prepared themselves, and aren't prepared and don't have the stuff that they think you might have that they might need, right? So that puts you at a greater risk. Again, I am lucky. I don't have a 3-hour commute to work from where I live. I have a half-hour, 30-minute drive in traffic to get to my office, right? So that puts me in a position where it's not that long of a walk to get home. Again, we've seen what I carry in my car as my get home bag. We've seen what I carry as a bug out bag. Our rule, and again, what we thought of was no more than an hour if we were leaving in a vehicle. And remember, depending on where you live, that an hour drive in a vehicle, maybe 50, 60 miles, right? All depends on traffic and things like that. That you have to consider that, is it highway? And again, our highway is going to be congested. Is it back roads? Is it roads less traveled? Where that hour drive isn't, that 50-mile drive isn't going to take you 3 hours instead of one, right? So you have to consider all that. So my walk home from either one of the offices that I go to for work, 6 to 8 hours, maximum 6 to 8 hours, right? Multiple routes. If I can't make it down this one, can I, cut over to that one, cut over to this one, cachets, the whole nine, right? Sat down, planned it all out. So I know I'm 6 to 8 hours. My bag all is built around that 6 to 8 hours. Worst case scenario, one overnight, right? So that's what I plan for. That's what I carry. The bag's not too heavy for me. I can walk around with it constantly. Again, 5-mile hikes every week with the Bugout bag because it weighs more than the get home bag. So I practice with the heavier bag so that I'm used to the weight. The get home bag, I know I can do the same 5 miles with the get home bag in less time than I do with the Bugout bag. Again, the weight difference, I understand that. I get that. It's going to be, with the heavier bag, it's going to take you, so much longer. I get that. That's why I get out. That's why I practice with it every week. So you have to take that into consideration. If you're working 50 miles from home, you're not going to make that in a day. That's not going to be just an overnight. That may take you 2 to 3 days. But again, you don't want to have to carry, everything, including the kitchen sink with you. Freeze-dried food, a way to cook it, a way to filter water, a way to boil water, right? You can do a 3-day pack in a smaller bag with lightweight gear that is not going to weigh you down as much as, a Molly 2 rucksack full with full MSS sleep system, sleep pad, ICS tent, things like that. My get home bag, it has a hammock. That's my plan. Hammock will be, again, if it's winter, you want to keep moving because, you keep that body heat going and that keeps you warm compared to bedding down for the night. Right? So you have to consider all these things and you have to consider safety into that. So again, pulling a wagon perceived with, all the supplies somebody else may need that they don't have in that same situation makes you a target. We got to understand that not everybody has access to self-defense weapons. Every state is different. Every country is different. Some people, may not like the idea of having a lethal option. They may only, choose a less lethal option, or, pepper spray, or a taser, or, a baton, or something light, something small, something that, they may not want to go to that ultimate step to protect themselves. It's understandable. Listen, it's you. It's your decision. You have to make it. You have to decide, this is what I want. This is my plan on how to protect myself. There's other ways. There's, martial arts. There's Krav Maga, things like that you can do to defend yourself. I get it. I understand. Right? Not everybody is, 2A to the gills, and, that's what they're going to do. Right? We're individual people. We're going to choose what we feel is right for us. But getting back to that wagon may make you a target. 6 to 10 hour walks. I get it. A 6 to 10 hour walk. If something happens, you have to get on the road. You can't use your vehicle, you can use the bike, right? That's an option. Um, you know, there's other means of transportation. Um, if you live by a waterway, and you're able to tie up a canoe in a tree, with a chain, and the water, going downstream, or taking the creek in a canoe may be an option for you. I don't know, right? You have to look, you have to sit back, and you have to give that good assessment into everything, because that's the only way you're going to figure it out, is if you take that assessment and you do it, you put it together, and you go for it. So remember, things like, again, that wagon may make you a target. That big oversized bag may make you a target, right? And not everybody lives in rural areas. A lot of people live in urban areas. You have to think about that. You have to come together with that. And remember, you have to put safety first. Don't make yourself a target, right? That rolling luggage may not be so bad if everybody thinks they're just grabbing regular belongings. But anything that makes you look like you have the supplies that people might need that they don't have is going to make you a target. It's going to put an X on your back, right? Especially if you're walking. There's other ways, right? Not all my ways were regular streets. I specifically planned the route because I didn't want to go through the center of a town. So I planned the route around it so that way I don't have to go through the center of town. Would it be quicker? Would it be faster? Was that the most direct route? Yes, it was. But again, walking through the center of town puts me in that position where, hey, here, everybody can see. Everybody may see that I'm carrying a bag they may not have. It may make me a target. Know your areas, right? Because again, there's certain places where they may have that greenery, that old abandoned railway that cuts through town. I'm not suggesting going through a railroad tunnel, but if they have, the open green area where you could cut through and be less seen, that may be more of an option. Again, some highways have, the greenery in between, right? So you have a east or southbound lane, or north or westbound lane, and in between them they have trees and brush and all that. That may be a way to go during, spring and summer, when trees and everything, all the greenery is in full bloom, because it may give you protection from people seeing. In the winter, when greenery dies off, that may not be an option. You have to look, you have to take the time and assess the areas you're going to be in, assess your ways of getting home. Now, while you can, take a ride. Okay, look at a map. Get a paper map. Plan your routes. Again, if you have, let's say, a 20-hour walk home, right? You may want to look for places to cache supplies along the way. One, if you get separated from your supplies, you lose your bag, you lose the wagon, and you have to find or replace the stuff that you lost. Having a cache along the way, along your route, may be a better option. Again, a smaller bag, saying, okay, every 10 miles, or every 5 miles, or every 3 miles, I have a little cache hidden, buried somewhere. It may have water, it may have food, it may have whatever supply you might need, just to get you to the next cache. That may be another option for you as well, right? I have caches, again, between my office and home, just in case. You never know. We don't know how it's going to go when it goes south. But that's where we plan. We sit back and we plan now how we're going to do this. Let's figure this out. Right? That's what we want to do. So, again, remember, when you think and you decide on how you're going to get back home, right, or how you're going to get to your bug out location, you have to take security and routes and everything you're carrying and what you're going to have with you. You have to take that into consideration, Because again, remember, on your way, you looking like you have what other people don't have and they feel they need may make you a target. Okay? So make sure you think about that. I am trying to get to a location where I used to live, where I know it has a covered greenway from one side of town to the other. Just to show you, again, physically get there, video it and show you. You have to think about it. You have to look. Get out there. Google Maps right now is your friend. That aerial view, okay, location to location, or you put in your job. Now you start looking at that aerial view, you get to see what's around you. Let's use technology while it's here, because if it all goes bad, we may not have it. Let's use that now. Let's make our pre-plans, so that way when it does happen and we have to go on foot on that route, it's already planned out. We know we have our contingencies. We have route A, B, and C picked, so that way we make it easier for ourselves. So again, thank you for joining me here again this Friday night. Stay safe, everybody. Remember, please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. It is growing. I do appreciate the views. I do appreciate the thumbs up. Thank you, and stay safe.